Gustavus Adolphus College officially welcomed their new president today. Dr. John Volin officially began his term at Gustavus back in August, but the community officially welcomed him with inauguration today. Volin was previously the executive vice president of academic affairs at the University of Maine and is now wrapping up his first full year as president of Gustavus. Today's ceremony passed the torch to him and was attended by not only current faculty and students, but also alumni, including Minnesota's First Lady, Gwen Walls, who graduated from Gustavus in 1988.
My time on this campus fostered a deeper desire to pay it forward in every way I possibly could.
Volin replaces Rebecca Bergman, who retired after serving as the college's president since 2015.